If there's one car that refuses to disappear from American roads, it's the Honda Civic. They're everywhere, and for good reason. But here's what rarely gets talked about. Not all Civics are built the same. Some years are almost impossible to kill, and others can quietly drain your wallet faster than you expect. So which Civic years are a trap, and which ones are actually worth your money today? Let's start with the Civics that can turn a good deal into a costly mistake. Number 4. 2006 Honda Civic, the cracked engine disaster. The 2006 Honda Civic stands alone as one of the most infamous single-model years Honda has ever produced. This was the first year of the 8th generation, and while it introduced futuristic styling and a bold new interior design, it also carried a catastrophic flaw hidden deep inside the engine block. The problem centered on the R18A 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine, particularly in models built in North America. A defect in the engine block casting caused hairline cracks to form over time, allowing coolant to leak into the engine oil. Once that happens, internal components are starved of lubrication, bearings fail, and complete engine destruction follows. Owners often reported a faint tapping noise shortly before failure, but many experienced sudden overheating, white exhaust smoke, or complete breakdowns with no warning at all. The average mileage at failure hovered around 95,000 to 105,000 miles, with engine replacement costs reaching $3,000 or more. Honda acknowledged the issue and extended the engine warranty to 10 years, but that coverage expired long ago, leaving current owners fully exposed. Add in weaker engine mounts, premature suspension wear, electrical gremlins, and air conditioning failures, and the 2006 Civic becomes a textbook example of why first-year redesigns can be dangerous. Number 3. 2001 to 2002 Honda Civic, the transmission time bomb. These are the Civics that shattered Honda's spotless reputation almost overnight. The 2001 and 2002 Honda Civic, specifically models equipped with the 4-speed automatic transmission, earned their place on this list for one reason that overshadows everything else: premature transmission failure. Here's what makes this year so dangerous. Owners didn't report gradual wear or minor slipping over time. Instead, these transmissions failed suddenly, often between 90,000 and 110,000 miles, with harsh shifting, loss of forward gears, and complete drivability failure appearing almost overnight. Repair costs regularly exceeded $2,300, and in many cases climbed closer to $3,000, which often surpassed the actual value of the car itself. Car Complaints lists the 2001 Civic as the single worst model year in Civic history, with over 1,200 owner complaints, while the 2002 model followed closely behind with more than 550. The cause wasn't neglect or abuse, but defective internal materials that allowed excessive heat buildup and rapid fluid degradation, slowly destroying the transmission from the inside. What makes this situation especially frustrating is that manual transmission versions from the same years are largely reliable. The engine is not the problem. The chassis is not the problem. The automatic transmission is. If you are shopping for a 2001 or 2002 Civic, the rule is simple. If it is automatic, walk away. If it is manual, proceed carefully, because once that transmission fails, the car becomes disposable. Number 2. 2007 to 2009 Honda Civic, the hidden engine gamble. At first glance, the 2007 to 2009 Honda Civic looks like Honda correcting course after the disastrous 2006 model year. The styling matured, the interior felt more solid, and many buyers assumed the worst was over. Unfortunately, that assumption turned out to be dangerously optimistic. These years continued to suffer from lingering 8th generation problems, most notably engine block cracking in certain R18-equipped models, especially those built before mid-cycle revisions fully addressed casting inconsistencies. While the failure rate was lower than 2006, it was still high enough to trigger thousands of owner complaints across 2007 and 2008, with Car Complaints logging more than 760 complaints for 2007 alone. The failure pattern was eerily familiar: coolant loss with no visible leaks, rising engine temperatures, and eventual mixing of oil and coolant that destroyed bearings and cylinder walls. Repair costs regularly exceeded $2,800, and many owners only discovered the issue after the factory warranty and extended coverage had expired. These years weren't complete lemons, but they carried enough unresolved risk that buying one today is less a smart purchase and more a calculated gamble. When Honda gets it right, they build cars that last decades. When they miss, the repair bills remind you quickly. And yet, as bad as these models were, there is one Civic variant that represents everything modern reliability trends get wrong. Number 1. 10th generation Civic with 1.0-liter turbo, the modern engineering trap. While this engine was not sold in large numbers in the United States, it deserves mention because it represents Honda's worst reliability misstep in the modern era. The 1.0-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder Civic engine, available primarily in international markets, introduced a wet timing belt system that runs submerged in engine oil. On paper, it sounds efficient. In reality, it's a ticking time bomb. As the belt ages, it sheds debris directly into the lubrication system. That debris clogs oil passages, starves the turbocharger, and accelerates wear across the entire engine. Expected lifespan ranges from 120,000 to 180,000 miles, which is unacceptable by Honda standards. Owners report oil pressure failures, turbocharger damage, severe oil dilution, and complete engine seizures. Add direct injection carbon buildup and fuel dilution issues, and the result is a powertrain that contradicts everything Honda built its name on. If reliability matters, avoid this engine entirely. Now that we've covered the Civics most likely to betray you, let's talk about the years that earned Honda its legendary reputation. Number 5. 1999 to 2000 Honda Civic. Peak simplicity. Ask longtime Honda owners what peak Civic looks like, and many will point here. The 1999 and 2000 Civics benefited from years of refinement. Base models use D-series engines that are nearly indestructible, often exceeding 250,000 miles with minimal intervention. The crown jewel is the EM1 Civic Si Coupe, powered by the B16A2. This engine revs to 8,200 RPM, produces 160 horsepower, and somehow manages to be both thrilling and durable. Even modified examples continue to run reliably decades later. These cars are lightweight, mechanically honest, and supported by one of the largest aftermarket ecosystems in the automotive world. These cars weren't built to impress, they were built to last. But what if you want something modern without sacrificing reliability? Number 4. 2019 to 2020 Honda Civic 2.0-liter engine. The smart modern choice. Yes, the same generation that produced one of the worst engines also produced one of the best, provided you choose correctly. The 2.0-liter naturally aspirated K20C2 engine avoids the oil dilution and turbo complexity of the smaller engines. It delivers 158 horsepower, excellent fuel economy, and long-term durability. Reliability scores for the 2020 Civic reach 4.7 out of 5 from Kelley Blue Book. Build quality improved significantly. The chassis became lighter and stiffer, and the revised CVT proved far more dependable than earlier versions. The FK8 Civic Type R also deserves mention. Despite its performance focus, the K20C1 engine maintains solid reliability when properly maintained. Number 3. 2011 Honda Civic, the quiet comeback. After the missteps of the 2000s, the 2011 Honda Civic marked a return to form. Powered by the naturally aspirated R18Z1 1.8-liter engine, this Civic prioritized simplicity, durability, and proven engineering over experimentation. This engine is capable of exceeding 200,000 miles with routine maintenance, and it avoided the interior quality issues that plagued the later 2012 refresh. Complaint counts dropped dramatically, recalls were minimal, and long-term ownership data shows consistent reliability. It wasn't flashy, and it didn't pretend to be something it wasn't. That honesty is exactly why it works. Number 2. 2014 to 2015 Honda Civic, the refined sweet spot. By the time Honda reached the 2014 and 2015 model years, the 9th generation Civic had fully settled into itself, shedding the rough edges of earlier refreshes and emerging as one of the most quietly dependable compact cars of the decade. These years benefited from years of incremental refinement, improved interior materials, stronger build consistency, and one of Honda's most reliable naturally aspirated powertrains. Complaint counts dropped significantly compared to earlier 9th generation models, and recall activity became sparse and largely non-mechanical in nature. Owners consistently report trouble-free ownership well beyond 200,000 miles, with routine maintenance making up the vast majority of service visits. The suspension proved durable, electrical system stabilized, and the interior aged gracefully compared to earlier attempts at cost savings. What makes these Civics particularly appealing is their balance. They offer modern safety features, refined ride quality, and excellent fuel economy without the added complexity that would later creep into turbocharged and downsized engine designs. They feel modern without feeling fragile, efficient without feeling strained, and dependable without being dull. These are the Civics people forget to talk about, and that's exactly why they're such good buys. No drama, no horror stories. Just year after year of reliable service that quietly reinforces why the Civic became America's best-selling small car for over 5 decades. Number 1. 1992 to 1995, Honda Civic, the Immortal generation. If reliability were a religion, this would be its holy text. The 5th generation Honda Civic represents Honda engineering at its absolute peak, when simplicity, durability, and efficiency aligned perfectly. Equipped with D-series engines like the D16Z6, these Civics are famous for running well past 250,000 miles with minimal maintenance. Components were designed to operate far below their stress limits, meaning they tolerated abuse, neglect, and time better than almost any compact car ever built. The VX model deserves special mention, capable of achieving up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway while still delivering legendary reliability thanks to its lean burn VTEC E system. Lightweight construction, minimal electronics, and robust mechanical design made these Civics nearly indestructible. Many are still on the road today, more than 30 years later, proving that true reliability doesn't come from complexity, but from restraint. So if you want the safest modern Civic, buy a 2019 or 2020 with the 2.0-liter engine. If you want unbeatable value and proven durability, look for a 1999 or 2000 Civic. If you want the most reliable Civic Honda ever built, the 1992 to 1995 models stand alone. And if you want to avoid expensive regret, write this down: 2001 to 2002 automatics, 2006 models, and any Civic with the 1.0-liter turbo. Honda didn't build the Civic's reputation overnight, and it wasn't built evenly across every generation. Some years were engineered with patience and precision, while others were rushed, compromised, or over-designed. Knowing the difference means the difference between a Civic that quietly outlasts everything around it and one that slowly drains your wallet when you least expect it. If this breakdown saved you from a bad purchase, like this video, share it with anyone shopping for a used Civic, and use what you've learned to make the smartest decision on the lot. And because the best car deal isn't about finding the cheapest price, it's about choosing the year that was built to last.